Right, it's the Northern Boy Show. Hello.
So, we are about to have a chat about Heartbreak. But before that, our lovely people out there have sent some questions in that they would like us to answer. So, if we can hear the first one, that'd be rather good.
They have indeed. The first question is for Norman. And it's, did Norman expect such a positive response to his Sindhu sesh, and how did that affect him?
Yes, didn't affect me at all. Next question. Was that two?
Pad it out a bit.
What?
Pad it out a bit.
Pat it out.
Pad it out
Oh,
a bit.
pad. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a bit.
Look, I know you're catching a train, Norm. You've got 45 minutes, mate.
All right. Sorry. Who sent that in? Do we...
The name was... It was I Jammy.
Oh, fuck off with a name like that. I Jammy.
I Jammy.
Yeah.
Okay, I Jammy. All right, serious. Did I expect such a positive response to it? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because it felt good.
Yeah,
You know, when I was doing it, it felt good.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed.
Doing it.
Yeah, doing it. You
yeah.
could tell it was something when we were doing it.
It's quite a personal song as well.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, actually, yeah,
Well,
it
there you
was.
go,
Yeah,
then.
because I've been there. Fuck off a second. Sorry, was I rude?
Yes, but that's you. Sorry, that sums you up.
So, well, sometimes
not a
things need
problem.
saying, don't they?
I know. Get on with it.
Sometimes things need saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think low marmalade goes with that, mate.
Because I have been homeless. Yeah, genuinely. I have been homeless up until very recently. In fact, officially, I still am. And I could be homeless at any point again. So, yeah. And though I did like the beers in the bag, though, of course, we cut that to a minimum now.
We do, yes.
Yeah, we keep that right down.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
And what was it? Did I expect such a good response to it?
And how did it affect you?
Yeah, well, at the time, it was hard hitting because it was like, fucking hell, this is
Telling the truth.
telling the truth.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, and it came from the gut and things in it, which is weird. It's what do you call it? Prophetic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, see
Not
that?
pathetic.
Prophetic.
Prophetic.
Yeah, some of the things in the lyrics in it are actually coming about as well,
Good.
which is So
Excellent.
yes, it did affect me. And Jamie, cheers for the question. Keep them coming, mate.
Great answer.
Okay, we've got a question for all of you here from Coda. Although this probably gets asked a lot, what do you use for inspiration when you're coming up with new songs?
Life.
The universe.
And all
England.
of that. No, look, most songs that have any effect have been derived from people's personal experience, feelings, depressions, exhilarations, etc., etc. So whenever something happens, we just jot down notes somewhere, backs of fag packets, except we don't smoke. But beer mats, cafe thingy bobs, what's it called, serviettes, the back of somebody else's shirt, whatever. Anywhere we can write it. We just jot down notes.
I've still got that shirt.
Have you? Put it in a frame, that'd be worth something, that would.
Yeah, basically, we just have an idea, get together,
Toss
bounce it around,
That's it. Come up with the result.
and get the beat.
Oh, the beat man's got to come in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what was the question?
It'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, what do you use for inspiration? I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, good. Next.
Cool.
Yeah, Pat climbing on top of a bin. I tried to get something out of that.
Yeah.
The bin man didn't quite ring.
No,
that,
no, it didn't work,
Quite
no,
ring. Didn't ring
no,
that
no.
one. Didn't have legs.
No, where's the bin man bin? Didn't work.
But now he has got legs.
Yeah.
And they both work.
Okay, we've got one here from Bracer Crane. Monty Python or Blackadder?
Whoa. Fight.
Personally, Blackadder.
Actually, you know what? I've started to look back at Monty Python. And what's happened is time is a wonderful sieve. There's a lyric.
Filter is a good
There's a
word.
lyric or a
Yeah,
filter. And what it is, the stuff that Monty Python did that was brilliant is what we see. They did a lot of shit. They did a lot of
They
stuff
certainly
that
did,
didn't really
Didn't
hit.
really work.
But,
No.
but again, it's that whole thing. It's a bit like us with songs. You throw the stuff at the wall. If it sticks, it does. And if
Yeah.
it doesn't, it falls down.
Right, yeah.
But a lot of their stuff fell down, man.
Yeah.
And I think Blackadder, it just hit, didn't it?
Yeah.
It just hit.
The only Blackadder I was not so keen on was probably the ending, really.
Oh, you didn't like the end one?
No, where they go over the top and get mowed down. It was a bit dark for me.
Oh, I
mean,
see, yeah.
I mean, I know
Well,
we're dark with what we do sometimes, but
But it was,
when
yeah.
you have it imposed upon you.
They wanted it to have that impact.
Oh,
But the-
yeah. Well, it worked, didn't it? It worked really well.
But the
Next.
the other
sorry, sir.
fucking hell.
Bells.
The first series, the one that didn't involve Ben Elton, with Brian Blessed, that was dreadful.
Can't remember.
Yeah, it was going to actually be cancelled. The reason it survived apparently was because Ben Elton got involved, reduced it to just the three of them in a room.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the first episode, it was outside. They were galloping across fields and on horseback and all that. You never saw the first
No, I
episode?
can't remember it. No.
I really wouldn't bother.
No, well, I won't.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
what was the question?
Monty Python or Blackadder?
I know. I was just winding you up. Yeah. I think we've agreed Blackadder there, haven't we?
Yeah,
Have we agreed Blackadder,
yeah.
Blackadder, Blackadder?
Unanimous. Unanimous.
Slightly different topic here. What's PKJ's body count?
Body count.
How many people have you slept with?
Ah.
The fans want to know.
I'm one.
Fans want to know that. Oh my God.
That's not true, by the way.
Well, folks.
Actually, I've slept with you, but in a different room.
Well, on the aeroplane. Does that count? Jeez, man. I mean, that's. You need to read my book.
Oh, don't turn it into a plug.
No
It's a
adverts
simple
on here.
question.
Okay, they wouldn't find my book anyway.
Just tell them the two that you slept with.
I don't think we need names. I think it was more just
no,
a
I
number.
realise
No,
that.
I'm saying it just-
The point is, if I say 42, people say I'm bragging. If I say 6, they wouldn't believe me. So,
You've got to be
they would.
halfway then.
I mean, somebody said to me, "Oh, how much money do you earn doing that?" I went, "You wouldn't believe me." I would. I said, 4 million. Don't believe you. 28 pence. Don't believe you. There you are. What do you want me to say? So, in terms of the number of the body count, I actually seriously can't remember because there were some outstanding women, ladies, girls, shags, call them what you want, and there were some less memorable, which were more memorable because they were so bad.
Oh, there you go.
So, diddler. But I've been married now for quite a long time, and I get several shags a week, so who needs other women?
It's almost painful to listen to, isn't it, folk?
Aye.
Norm, this one's more directed to you. It seems like they're referencing
7.
this. Well,
Oh, sorry.
Nice one.
this is clear reference to your verse in the song "Sexy Train." How's my favourite tiny man in a frying pan, Jürgen? Are you feeding him well?
Oh, yeah, it's Jürgen. Yeah, actually, Jürgen is, I had to change the name for that. He's actually called Uwe. Uwe, sorry. Uwe. I won't say the surname, but yeah, he's actually a German mate of mine, but it didn't scan. So I changed it to Jürgen. And yes,
He was lucky he did clop it from the boss.
he's getting fed very well. Well, if you can call German cuisine being fed very well, I don't know. But,
No. Don't upset the Germans.
I don't know. I don't know about German. What is German cuisine?
Wurst. It's It's the worst cuisine in the world.
Oh.
Ba-bum. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, he is being fed very well. Who was that from?
I didn't get the name. Let's have a look.
I think we should say the names. It's probably nice.
Amastrix.
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 Okay.
There we are.
There you go,
Sounds
Amastrix.
Dutch.
I think we should give him a shout out.
There's
Yeah,
not
sure.
there's not a particular person that this has been aimed at, but Kev, this seems like one for you. Who is your favourite Spice Girl?
Oh,
Well, you've had all of them, so which one was...
which one do I like the best? Angela.
Which one's that?
No idea.
Seriously?
You read the list to him. You got Sporty Spice.
You got Sporty Spice.
You got Baby Spice.
You
Yeah.
got Posh Spice.
Right.
Oh, it's got to be the snub.
Right. Victoria Beckham.
Yeah.
There you go.
What was her name before she married... What's it?
It's quite
Victorian?
Adams.
Well done you, yeah.
Was it?
I'm on
Victoria.
Wikipedia.
Oh, right. Okay. That was quick.
Well done.
Okay, last question, and then we'll move on. Favourite albums for each of you? And they've said they presume that Kev's would be something instrumental or a classical composition. That's from Malky.
Malky!
What's your favourite album?
Roll Over Beethoven.
Is that an album?
Is that an album?
Yeah.
Okay, by Charles the Chuck Berry.
You got him.
There you go. Okay, sorry. Go on then, Norm, you're next.
Oh, friggin' hell.
Well, I'm still thinking.
Yeah, because it's not fair, is it? Because it's like,
There's so
well,
much
what
good
genre?
Music. There's so much good music, isn't there?
Yeah, what genre are we talking here?
Well, it's French.
I mean, friggin' hell.
No, not language, Kev.
Anything by the Wu-Tang Clan, obviously.
They're not Chinese, are they?
Check them out. Check them out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's by the Beastie Boys.
Okay.
By the Beastie Boys. And actually, going on a bit of a segue, I like, what's it called? Rumours.
Oh,
By
Fleetwood Mac.
by the Mac. Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
By the Mac. Yeah.
Okay. What's my favourite album? Well, I'm going to go all sentimental here because I like lots and lots and lots of different music from different genres, as you put it. I like classical, I can listen to Mozart, or even Bach, or even Palestrina. But in terms of pop music, which I assume what our esteemed questioner is asking, I go very sentimental and say, when I was 22, I was madly in love with this young lady, and for a birthday, one of us bought the other one, I don't know which way around, Simon and Carbuncle's Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And whenever I hear that, it brings back amazing memories of that.
You mean the actual song or the whole album?
No, the album. We bought the album, Bridge
Yeah,
Over
good
Troubled
album.
Waters.
Good album.
Absolutely amazing.
Good album. Oh, I'll tell you something else that's brilliant. And if you haven't seen them, check them out. They're called Fishbone. Yeah, they're an amazing band.
Oh. Write
Real
that
big
down.
influence on me. Big
Okay.
influence.
Cool.
So
Thank
that's
you very
albums
much, guys.
Sorted.
Keep your questions coming in through the Cindy World Discords, and we're going to move on now and talk about Heartbreak.
Because I have to tell you, we love to do an entire podcast just answering questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, the more the merrier. And the more left field, the better.
Bye.
Because we like being left field.
Yep, we like being
Right,
failed.
so now we progress on to Heartbreak. I'm going to let Kevin start this one. So did anyone ever break your heart?
Yeah, but it was that long ago, I can't remember.
Next! Come on, Norm. Put us out of our misery, mate.
Teddy broke my heart.
Was that a teddy bear that you lost in the... Oh,
No.
God, carry on.
It was my dog. He died.
Oh, no.
Yeah, died when I was 17. Broke my heart.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
Yeah.
No, it's shocking. No, yeah, well, I mean, I have always been totally averse to pets, mainly for that reason, because they don't live as long as we do, so it's inevitable that they're going to die, and that somebody's going to be upset, whoever it is. So when my daughter wanted a dog, I just said no.
The
No.
thing is, right? They reckon, like whatever you call them, psychologists, whatever, I don't know
Yeah.
what we. That it's really good to get a child a pet because that pet will die. And what it does, it prepares them for your death. Because they know.
It'll be a long time after the fucking pet, so I'm not...
Well, yeah, but what it means
anyway.
is they know that there will
Yeah.
be an end to something
Yeah,
that they have affection for.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like a
The
gerbil.
side, yeah,
Mm.
the side effects of having a pet.
Basically, you'd be the same as a gerbil.
Yeah, I'd rather not be quite the same as that, but whatever, who gives a shit? No, it just we had a dog once, which was thrust upon us by a relative, and my then wife couldn't resist it when I wasn't there. If I'd been there, I'd have kicked the two of them out of the house from both feet, because the dog lasted about, I don't know, 3 months, and neither of us could cope with him. So we went to the the dog's home, not Battersea, one in Birmingham. Look, pets are good for some people, right? They're good to some people, but they're not good for me. Anyway, whatever. I mean, I've never had my heart broken by a pet, fortunately. Even my budgie died when I was only 10. I didn't kill it. Well,
Yeah, you sound really innocent. Wasn't me. I didn't kill it.
honest.
Wasn't me.
Honest. I did not let the cat into his cage. Honest.
Honest, it wasn't me.
Heartbreak. I don't want to talk about it. It's
When
too
I was a kid, we
it's
had
too
a-
heartbreaking.
As a family, with 7 brothers and sisters, we had a cat called Trixie for 14 years. I miss Trixie.
Still to this day.
No, well, not now, but
Oh,
then.
but you did when she wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Because it was very special, because you did things, you know, and they were always like,
Yeah. That was the one thing that took me a long time when I lost my dog. I know we'll get on to proper heartbreak in a minute. I mean, we started with pets, but was to stop throwing food into the corner. You know, when you're at your table and you're eating, and the dog used to have to lie down in the corner, wasn't allowed to
Yeah.
sit at the table, always in the corner. So when my mum and dad weren't looking, I used to cut a bit of bacon and throw it into the corner. It took me so long to stop doing that. So there'd be like bits of... Yeah.
Your mother would find bits of food.
Yeah, there'd be bits of steak and bits of... stuff all in the corner where the dog used to be, you know, because I kept throwing it over there. It took me ages to do that.
you missed the dog then.
Yeah, so heartbreak. You know what? I've actually caused my own heartbreak.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of heartbreak going on, but okay. Women.
Well,
I wanna
they're
do that
usually a source of heartbreak, aren't they?
Well, what it was, like I said, I broke my own heart in that I made a choice. There was this... Oh, this is going to give it away for her. Basically, you remember Debbie Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this girl was a Debbie Harry lookalike. I mean, you know, when you see a bloke with this woman and you think, there's no way he can be with her. I was him.
Right, yeah.
I was
Punching
that-
over your weight, they're called.
Oh, yeah, punching above my weight, yeah. And, I mean, I used to get the piss taken out of me in the pub because I lost my hair early. Always getting the piss taken out of me in the pub because, like, say I was 20 something. And then one day I walked in with this girl and it just silenced these lads. It was fucking brilliant. I mean, they were coming over, these guys were coming over. It was back in the days of the curly perms and all that. lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And these guys would come over and they go, "Are you with him?" You know, and she'd go, "Yeah." It was
How
brilliant.
lovely.
But what did I do? I chose to move down to London to go to drama school down here. And she didn't get into the drama school I got into. But the drama school I got into was just too good to not turn it down.
Turn it down.
And so I had to come down.
Oh.
But as soon as I did it, I thought, there's no way that this is going to last over a desert. So, yeah, I knew we were going to
Did
end
you
up
regret
still-
that?
No, I didn't, but it's a shame that the two couldn't have gone.
Yeah,
hand
oh
in
no,
hand.
yeah, I've been there, done that.
Well,
mate.
if I hadn't gone there, I wouldn't be a Northern boy. You know
Well,
what I
there
mean?
you are, that's it.
True.
You know, it's all serendipity, isn't it? I mean, I look back, this thing about sliding doors, right? If I look, I could write a book or a film about sliding doors where there's a sliding door every couple of years. You know, you make a decision, it goes that way, or make another and it goes that way. And I've still got this idea in my head to do this book. It would have to be a book because of the way I've got it laid out in my head. But there are so many decisions you make that are life-changing, and you wonder how your life would have changed the other way had you not made that decision, if you know what I mean. I mean, one of my first decisions, which it was a difficult one. I was 22, I think. I just moved to London. I was a musician as well as a school teacher. And being a teacher didn't earn me enough money, but I thought if I can get a part-time job with a band, that would cover the difference. So I put an advert in Melody Maker or New Musical Express, one of those. I got a few replies. The first band that interviewed me, I turned down because I didn't think I was good enough. Thinking back, I could have blagged it. I could have got away with it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I could have blagged it, and I wish I had, in some respects. But there was another reason why I turned it down. That was because I had to give 2 months' notice in my job, and they wanted me a month later, and blah blah. So there were two reasons there. And then the second, so I told my mates, and then they said to me, by the way, you realise what you've just turned down, don't you? No. Well, you've just turned down a tour of America with the Bee Gees. Not playing with the Bee Gees, but on the same bill. So I think we were the warm-up band. Or maybe even the backing band, because there was only 3 of them at the time, so it could have been the backing band. Don't know. Turned it down, didn't think it was good enough. So my friends at school all call me crazy. Crazy. So, of course, what happens? The next job that comes, I take it. Right? So we didn't go to America, we went to Rome. Wonderful. I had to quit early. The school gave me dispensation, fortunately. I told them the story. I said, look, fine, look, we'll cope. You just go and do this thing you've got to do. I did it. Disaster. Absolute fucking disaster. Won't go into details of that. Well, there was a girl there. I mean, we were playing in this really, really flash club in Rome, and the girl DJ was absolutely gorgeous. But at the time, I was kind of engaged to a girl in England. So I'd joined this band in Rome, given up a teaching job, but given up this gorgeous young lady who we were technically engaged. Because I'd said before I go, can we sort out, you know, I said, well, I've got to go, I've got to do this. But will you marry me when I come back? Yeah, right, diddless, that was that. Of course, in those days, no mobile phones. So you couldn't stay in touch like you can now, except by letter, which took like days.
Yeah.
You know, it took days to get wherever it was going.
And wonder what happened. Go on then, PKJ. Tell us what happened.
Well, we tried to play it out. We tried to fulfil a contract, which we ended up not being able to do. We just couldn't cope with the.
No, I was talking about you and the girl.
Oh, me and the girl.
Is Heartbreak is the subject.
Okay, fine. Well, we broke the contract. Came back early. I turned up on her doorstep without telling her I was coming.
Oops.
Right?
A bloke in a dressing gown.
No,
answers.
no, it wasn't like that. I can't remember whether. I think she'd been seeing a bloke while I was away. But I think I can't remember whether we got back together or didn't there and then. Anyway, I was kind of heartbroken when that did finish, because it did finish one way or another. I think it was mostly because I hadn't been there she couldn't cope with that. I mean, and she was gorgeous. She got chatted up every time she went out the bloody door. So I couldn't really blame her for chatting this bloke up. I don't think she ended up marrying him. In fact, I'm sure she didn't. I actually got in touch with her a few years ago through Facebook. I got my wife in the kitchen with me when I rang her up. I said, you put a like on my Facebook thing. Your name's Tina. She went, yeah. I said, did you used to be called Tina? She went, yeah. I said, and you went to yeah. I said, oh, it is you then. She went, yeah. So I said, any chance of, getting to catch up sometimes? My wife's listening, she'll be happy with that. I don't think it's a good idea. Okay, fine. And that was the end of that. It was a real shame, because a few years after that, I was it 3 years after that, or was it? I can't remember now. I can't remember anyway. I popped around to her mother's house. She still lived in the same place, right? Because I wasn't sure. I just thought, I was in the area. I thought, I was going to see if she's still there. Popped into her mother's house and she said, oh my God, she said, you know that time just before you moved up to the Midlands and you rang up and I answered, yeah. And Tina wasn't here, yeah. Well, she was so gutted that she missed your call. So that sliding door suddenly closed. I happily married 3 kids and, happy as Larry. But yeah, a little bit of heartbreak there. But serendipity, because, like you said, your life goes in that direction and other stuff happens.
Yeah, other stuff. Go on then, Kev.
Nothing exciting to tell you, mate.
Of course there is. There always is. You just don't tell us. Come on.
But
Let's see those...
you're not still with your special woman. You're not still with her, are you?
No.
Or was it heartbreaking when that split?
No, you just live your time. You spend your time and it goes, doesn't it?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the one that's gone through it.
No, when you're in there early days, it hurts. But as you get longer and longer in the relationship, it eases off.
Okay.
Right, now,
it was all right.
Go back before the easing off to when it hurts.
Yeah.
What caused the hurt?
Just splitting up and not being together.
Oh.
And that was the special girl.
And do you want to tell us why you split up? You don't have to. It's quite interesting to those who wonder why these relationships don't exist, don't continue.
I just think I thought they could do better.
She thought she could do better.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, who's the loser now, Kev?
Do better than the Kev.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She did lose.
It's quite funny because the subject of heartbreak came up with me and my missus talking the other day, because she and I don't really have any secrets. Okay, when a few years ago when we moved house, I found her diaries in a tea chest the way you do. I said, these are your diaries. She went, yeah. So they're interesting. She went, well, have a look. I said, okay, so I picked them out, had a look. It was all in German. I said, oh, I see. You knew yeah, well. She went, well, I'll read them to you. I said, don't read them to me. Translate them to me. Okay. So for the next 6 months, our bedtime reading was her reading her diaries.
Oh, yeah, you've told us about this.
Bloody hell, But so I knew all about all her boyfriends, She went, does it not make you feel jealous? Listen to her. I said, why would it? I've got you now. And I said it like that, but I said, well, why would I? I'm fucking you now. Which is probably how I said it.
Yeah. You're so romantic.
Well, the thing is, what other reason would I be to be jealous? She was my missus, and we've been together for 10 years, whatever. So I felt fairly secure. And we're still together now after 40 years, so obviously something's working. So knowing about these boys, what it did gave me an insight, more of an insight into her, right? because I'm getting this input about how she felt about boys and what she did and blah blah blah, and how her relationships developed and what these guys were like. Absolutely fascinating. So it didn't bother me at all. But one of the things that came up was that she had never had her heart broken, right? And I thought, well, isn't she lucky? Because a lot of girls do get their heart broken.
Yep.
A lot of girls do. I remember, I know it sounds a bit kind of conceited, but I remember breaking one girl's heart, but I had this kind of, oh, you can't, it's like a prenuptial, right? It wasn't because we didn't get married. But this girl I really fancied asked me if I'd go out with her friend, because her friend really fancied me, apparently. Well, I didn't fancy her, I wanted this one. And she kind of intimated if I went out with her a couple of times, she might go out with me herself, which she didn't. So I said, well, look, tell her I'll go out with her, but no strings. It's not permanent. Diddle-diddle, you know. She said, I'm sure she'll take that on board. So I said, okay, fine. So I asked her out, and she obviously jumped at the chance. We went out. And from early on, I don't know how, it might have been the first night, I don't know, I can't remember. She wanted sex. So I duly obliged, having said, look, this doesn't change anything. I'm quite happy to give you one, but it doesn't, you know.
So romantic.
Well, I was trying to be honest with the girl, you know. I was trying to be honest with the girl all the way through our relationship. I said, look, whatever her name was, I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing, but in my head, it's not permanent. You're not the right one. You're not the right one for me for a number of reasons, which you can't change. You've been lovely, being great. You're looking after me. You love me a lot. You fuck like a drain. I didn't actually say that to her, but, you know, our sex life's good. Probably that's what I would have said. So I can't complain. Anyway, it ended. She went away for a few weeks somewhere. I don't know where, but I wasn't that bothered. She came back and we met up in the pub. Oh, hi, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, fine. And at the end of the night, what are you doing now? She said, well, are we going back to your place? I went, really? She went, yeah. Okay, fine. So we went back to my place, had a session, and at the end of it, she said, I'm thinking about moving to Cambridgeshire. I said, oh, that's a shame. When did you go? She went, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, well, have a good time. She went, you bastard. I said, what? She said, well, you could try and stop me. I said, why? If that's what you want to do, why should I stop you? And that was it, gone. But so no, she was not a happy lady. But do you know what? Hang on, she had a great time while it was happening. She said so and she showed it. She glowed, you know, but she just wasn't the one. And that's the way it is.
But you were for her.
Well, unfortunately, that would appear to be the case.
That's the way it is,
so
isn't it?
Heartbreak, in her case, was fairly devastating.
I think I broke a girl's heart once.
Without the hotel.
Without the hotel.
Elvis, yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, okay.
I apologise for that, folks.
Okay.
No, he's got to keep trying, because now the kid comes out of the gym.
No, there was this girl. It is that thing, and they're into you, and it's really weird. I wasn't into her at all, and even at the start, I wasn't into her, you know. And but she kept going on about. I mean, God, how old was I? I was 20, and she kept going on about, oh, I want a baby, you know, I really want to have a baby. I was 20 years of age.
Run!
Yeah, I want a baby. I was 20 years old, you know.
Yeah, wrong
And
thing, wrong.
and then she worked for this company where she could get stuff really, really cheap. And she started buying gifts from her friends. So she'd buy like necklaces for mates' girlfriends, and one guy just said, "Oh yeah, she needs a drill," just in passing in the pub. Oh yeah, I really need a drill. Next next time we meet, go to the pub, she's bought him a drill. Yeah, you know, next thing, you know, I mean, it wasn't there at the time, but I expected to go home and find my pet bunny in the pot, you know, it's one of them. So I just thought, this has got to go. This is scary stuff, you know. So I just went one day to pick her up. I went, I'm sorry, you know.
It's over.
You know, we're finished. And she went, and she just looked at me. I could see she started crying and went, oh, well, you may as well just fuck off then. And just slammed the door in my face. But I tell you what, I went down the pub and had a great night.
Yeah.
Okay,
weight off my shoulders.
I am to that happen.
That was a weird one.
Just, you know, the girl, the girl I was talking about, told me she was leaving. I didn't tell her to F off or it was over. She told me she was leaving, and I just let her go. So I just let her go. That's all that happened. But it was enough. It was enough. I often wonder what happened to her. I'd like to see her again, just do a catch up and find out what
see what happened. I think we all do that as we get older, don't we? So I wonder what happened to such and such a buddy.
I think there's as you mature and as you experience life, things change, and then you might be more deliberate in what you do. But when you're sort of 16 to 20 odd, you can go head over heels in like no time and really get upset.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure.
And that happens. But then as you get older, you get tougher, don't you?
Well, I'll tell you what I think is what it is that when you're young, and I forget where I heard this, but when you're younger, you don't know what heartbreak is because you've not had it. And so, you know, when you see young people and their girlfriend finishes with them or their boyfriend finishes with them and they're absolutely devastated, it's because you don't have the equipment to deal with it because you've never had to deal with it before.
No, that's good thinking.
No.
Yeah.
And when you get older, because it's happened to you, when somebody finishes with you, you go, well, I know how to deal with this.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
you've got a defence mechanism.
Because it's happened to me before. And it usually involves the pub. No, but you know, sorry. I thought I'd pull the rug under it.
Well, do you know what?
You
I'm glad it's that rather than drugs or
no, but you know what I mean? You know what being hurt is.
And also you...
Fucking hell, that was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Come on.
Yeah. You also prepare yourself to deal with it.
Yeah, and actually, when you're older, you can see it coming as well, can't you? You can sense it, you know, this is not...
Luckily, I haven't had that problem for over 40 years, so... I don't know, it's amazing. When I was younger, I always thought I wanted to meet a girl I wanted to live with, you know, for the rest of my life. And I didn't think my ex would be one that wouldn't last. You know what I mean? I didn't think it wouldn't last, but there were a number of reasons why it didn't, and they're very understandable. But that split was quite heartbreaking in different ways. I was just lucky that Sue picked up the pieces.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't having an affair. I just happened to know Sue through a social, through guitar lessons. We were just friends in a group. We were just friends in a group, right? And one night we were doing it with the guitar lessons, and we were doing a particular song which kind of got to me. So there's a bit of kind of a couple of tears in my eyes from this song and the memory of what had happened an hour earlier. And my old lady saying she wanted a divorce, and it being final in that she'd got somebody else, which I didn't know about. So Sue saw this going on, and then we all went to the pub afterwards, and I was kind of hoping that Sue would stay behind so I could ask her to go out for a drink the next day, because my missus had challenged me. You've got a new guitar, let's go and chat her up. All right then. Well, I've got no chance, you're way out of my league. You know, like you said, punching above your weight. No chance. No chance of this girl saying yes. Anyway, she did, sort of. She said, well, I'm going out tomorrow night with a platonic friend of mine, but come along. He'd love to meet you, blah, blah, blah. She said, in fact, it's his fault we met because he told me to go and get guitar lessons. And yeah, right. Okay, fine. But what she didn't tell me at that time was this guy was crazy about her. And she broke his heart when she and I got together. So that was quite a weird one. But, yeah, it was just totally unexpected. Like I said, I was way out of my depth, I thought, in terms of class of bird. And in fact, initially, she didn't fancy me. And the first thing wasn't a date. But what happened was we went to this piano bar. Her guy turned up, took one look, said, "Oh, all right, then I'll leave you two alone." She was about to say, well, no, he'd gone. He thought I was a new boyfriend. So,
right.
you know, he had this thing. He was her best mate, and they just as mates. And then, if a boyfriend came along, he'd drop into the background, and then they'd get back together again for their social stuff sometime later. Anyway, so I'd got her for the night, which was brilliant. We had a great time. We got on really well. Dropped off at a flat, and she was on the top floor, no lifts. I thought, oh, better walk her up. But of course, on the way up, thinking now, I'm being a gentleman and walking her to her front door just in case of nefarious characters. What we're going to do when I get there? Handshake? Don't think so. Kiss? No. I know.
Awkward moment.
Hug. So, hug. Give a hug. Right? Now, as I'm walking down the stairs, I'm thinking, that hug lasted 2 seconds too long. And it wasn't my fault.
Right.
Am I dreaming this or what? She told me some weeks later that hug, when she went through her door of her flat, sent her dizzy. She had to lie down on the floor. She might pass out. Oh, she had to have a drink. So there's a chemistry there. Anyway, over the next couple of weeks, it developed and we became an item, if you like. That was 40 years ago.
So go on, Kev, you must have broke a few hearts.
Well, I
Not
did.
yours. I mean, you broke some
He
of
breaks hearts every week. He broke a heart in bloody, was it Leeds? We had a gig, right? We had a gig in Leeds.
Go on then, Kev, what?
You remember that one? You know the blonde,
Yeah.
her mate, that was after you? And you just... He almost didn't acknowledge her. Here's me trying to fix him up, you know.
Well, my apologies.
How much more can I do other than, excuse me, this boy fancies you like mad, and I know you fancy him, take each other's numbers and get together, and he's like, off with the fairies.
Well, it's probably because she was too far away.
Oh, you mean like she lived in these... Yeah, I suppose fair enough, yeah. But seriously, honestly, she was...
A stunner.
And I think you broke her heart.
I did a little.
Definitely.
I didn't mean to.
What about earlier in your life rather than...
Oh, well, you do. When you're a teenager, that's when you really get hurt, don't you?
But did you hurt anybody, inadvertently or deliberately?
It's hard to put it. I was with somebody, and it was his first long-term relationship, and we were teenagers, and everybody expected you to just, move on and eventually get married, and I didn't, and I broke up, but I didn't. I found it hard to do, and I regretted it, but I couldn't see myself going.
The next step.
And I was frightened, really, mentally, about settling down.
Yeah, well,
and all my sister was saying, well, it was the best girlfriend you've ever had, and all this.
You can do without that kind of advice, we can't.
But she was lovely, don't get me wrong, and she was very caring, nice, lovely person, 100% trustworthy, etc., etc.
But you just weren't ready.
Well, yeah. Well, I thought I hadn't done anything in my life to settle down yet. And yet others will do that, fall in love and carry on and have 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah.
And not bother with anybody else.
That was a weird thing with a mate of mine, same age as me. He ended up married at the age of like 20 and had a kid by 21 and started having a mortgage and all that lot, and I just thought, whoa, I could not be doing with that. You
It's
know,
weird, isn't it?
But yeah, he's very settled. He's travelled the world. He actually had enough money to retire when he was like 40. And,
He did something right then, didn't he?
yeah, he just
Are
did
they, are they
everything.
still together?
Well, I wouldn't tell. I couldn't tell
You
you,
don't
now.
know. Yeah,
Couldn't tell you
it's a
now.
shame,
I
yeah.
think actually, yes, I believe they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they. I met. This is terrible, but I was in a cafe in my hometown, and I thought, "Oh, she's attractive, young." It was his daughter.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Terrible. I mean, I'm not saying, but, I was admiring
there's no reason why, you shouldn't
admiring her.
admire the scenery now and again.
Anyway, folks,
Yeah.
we're going to have to break some other hearts because we've got to go.
Oh, gosh.
Have you?
Yeah, okay. And you have.
Yeah, before that, I'll just tell you, but the one particular person I was with for about 4.5 years, and it was just, you're getting older and you want to be with them, but you're not settling down, and you just, what are you going to do? And it's ever so weird when you're stuck in the middle. Because if you're going to stay, what you're going to do, you've got to get married, haven't you, or whatever.
In those days, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we are. Not too heartbroken. We're still in one piece. We're still happy.
Yeah.
Sign us off, PKJ, sign us
Okay.
off.
If you have any more questions about Heartbreak, tell us about yours.
Yeah.
Write in and tell us about yours, and we'll do an agony aunt, except it's uncles, for any of you. Offer our advice where we can. Okay, bye.
Well done, Patrick.